Okay, so there's a movie coming to Netflix called The Irishman, and I'm pretty excited about it because of the people that are attached to it. You've got Martin Scorsese attached to it, De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci. So, these are all the big mob film guys. I'm pretty pumped for it. I think it's going to be really good. Really good. It's based on Jimmy Hoffa, old Union guy. If you don't know the story for that, just go look it up. It's a pretty interesting tale. And I think this will end up being a really good movie. Always surprised to see stuff like this on Netflix, as they've been doing this whole woke turn with their content lately. And this movie's kind of getting hit a little bit. So a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's nothing but men. The movie has too many men in it." What do you say about this, Mr. Scorsese? Directly calling the guy out. And what is this guy doing? He gives him the finger. He doesn't care. He's going to make the movie he wants to make. So I'm liking his response. I'm going to go over that in a second. But I just find it funny. So that's a criticism that The Irishman is getting, that there's no women in it, that there's no lead women. So because of that, the film is of course sexist. It's misogynistic, ismphobes and all tied to this movie because, of course, it stars men. So there's no ladies in it. Of course, the urinalists are having a field day with that, and they're going to give it bad reviews based on it. I'm pretty sure it'll have a low critic score because of that, and then you'll see high audience reviews. You know the drill. Audiences just want good entertainment. Critics want wokeism. That's what they're looking for in everything. And recently, in some interviews with Martin Scorsese, he's shooting them down for that, which I appreciate. And he's actually been in quite a few headlines lately because he was taking some shots at comic book movies, and he's kind of right in those opinions. Real quick, I'll touch on that because I was almost going to make a video on it. And basically what he was saying is pretty much movie theaters have become theme parks. Every big thing is something like Avengers. There's really no movies with soul anymore. Talked about this in yesterday's video for Star Wars and how these filmmakers now, they're just making the movie because Disney wants the movie made. They're making Star Wars, right? Well, that's because Disney wants more Star Wars. It's not because they have anything to say. And that's a big thing going on with film. On top of all the checkbox stuff, where you have to absolutely have a political agenda attached to the movie. You have to have some kind of stuff in there. Look at all the backlash Joker's getting. That movie's not doing it right, but Watchmen's great. You get all this praise for woke men, but Joker, well, that's a terrible film. that's these critics. So, of course, they get Scorsese in for some interviews, and what do? They start asking him stupid questions. They start putting down his film because it has a bunch of dudes in it. And they totally forget that the guy has a lot of films attached to him that have women roles. But it doesn't matter. That doesn't fit the headline so much. So we can skip down this part. It kind of touches on what I already talked about. I want to go down here to where the question actually gets asked. So it starts right here. A member of the Italian press asked Scorsese why his film's protagonists are mainly men, showing few interesting female stories. The Hollywood Reporter's review of the film called The Irishman very much a movie about middle-aged men, and you miss the electric female energy of great roles that Scorsese helped shape. And his response to this is beautiful. So I'm going to keep reading this here. A somewhat frustrated Scorsese immediately shot down the journalist's question. No, that's not even a valid point. That's not valid. I can't. That goes back to 1970. That's a question that I've had for so many years. Am I supposed to? Basically, is he supposed to have a woman in it? And then somebody chimes in, no. He says, if the story doesn't call for it, it's a waste of everybody's time. And he finishes it off by saying, if the story calls for a female character lead, why not? Absolutely. So his point here is, why does he have to shoehorn in somebody when the story doesn't call for it? That's the problem with a lot of cinema today, is they just shoehorn in stuff to make people happy. Because you got to see yourself in everything, apparently. You can't just enjoy something. You need to be able to see yourself in the screen. Everybody needs to be able to see themselves in everything. But I love his response. And it's something that you don't see a lot anymore. You saw it with the Joker recently, where you saw everyone attached to that, Todd Phillips particularly, kind of saying, hey, why don't you get your woke crap out of here? And it's nice to see somebody fight back and say, what's even the point? So I should just shoehorn this in here just to make you happy when there's no need for it? Why do I need to do that? So it's really nice to see, somebody attached to all this stuff step up to the plate and be like, nah, not doing it. Don't need to do it. And you're wrong for asking me the question, because you know why they're doing it. Now there's going to be like 30 articles just like this one. Oh, he said there's no need for a woman. That it'd be shoehorning into the story. Let me tell you why he's wrong. Some slob in California that writes articles is going to tell Martin Scorsese, going to tell the legend why he's wrong and he needs to have included these characters into his stuff. And they'll try to say that he doesn't ever work with women, which isn't true. And he points it out here. Alice Doesn't Live Here is a movie he's done. Let's not forget about Age of Innocence that he points out here. And then Casino. Sharon Stone is great in that. They don't count that. Forget it, said Scorsese. It's all these men, he continued, implying that he's being unfairly targeted, which prompted large applause from the Italian press. So it's nice to see people applaud it, but I just love it when people stand up to these clowns and say, why do I need to do that? Is there a point to that? Does it really add to the story? You just want me to shoehorn that in? Okay. So you really don't care about filmmaking. You just want to get your activist points. That's all it is. And that's what it comes down to a lot of the times. These people want to be activists. They don't give a damn about entertainment. Lecture, 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 lecture. That's what it is. Terrible, terrible old man. Get these mans out of here. Oh, everything's got to be a woman. Next, we're going to redo Casino. I'm going to be Women Casino. Let's redo Scarface. Let's make the woman a female Tony Montana. That's all it is. So it's getting ridiculous. But I like that he stood up, said, what's the point? Am I supposed to do that? Anyway, it's nice to see people do that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed Martin Scorsese's hot take. I'm going to check out The Irishman. I can't wait to watch that. I don't know when the release date is. I'll check it out and I'll probably talk about it in a tweet or something, or put it in my community tab. Anyway, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, by the way. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.